And tell them podemup sent you.
Tell them podemup sent you, and you'll get money off. You won't get money off. Don't do that. Mention our name, and nothing will happen.
Yeah, absolutely, nothing will happen.
You are listening to episode 75, in which we take a spin around a particularly dangerous track in the arcade racer with destructive environments, its split-second velocity in the book club. Meanwhile, Tibbs gets embroiled in a raging argument within the Sonic community, and Ollie shouts at a flower in this particularly angry edition of the Podemup podcast. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 75 of the Podemup podcast. My name is Ollie, and I am joined as ever by the man known only as Tibbs. Hello Tibbs.
Hello.
Hello, how are you? You had a bit of a under the weather spell recently,
Yeah,
haven't you?
yeah, I had a bad dose.
Bad dose of the under the weather blues.
Yeah,
Mm.
I'm all right now. I lost my voice. I had the sneezes, the coughs, the shivers,
Ooh,
the headache.
so
It
the
was horrible.
full package basically.
Yeah,
So by
absolutely.
the sounds of it, yeah. Oh, that's nasty.
It's dreadful. I didn't even know where I got it from because I'm very much a recluse. I don't interact with people. I stay in my little hovel, and that's pretty much it. So I where it came from, I don't know. I can only assume maybe the postman coughed through the letterbox.
Well, as they're prone to do, yeah. I mean, sometimes these things just sort of, I don't know, fly through the window. Sometimes I don't
I
know.
know, but I mean, yeah, I'm against it personally. I think
Well,
it should
I
stay
think
out.
we should put a stop to it all right now. To be honest,
Yeah.
it's silly. Yeah, no. As a parent, I unfortunately these things enter the house on a very regular basis. So, but my immunity is quite good. I think last year I only had like one, and Alice had picked up like 7 or 8 throughout the year. You know, so I think my immunity is developing as
Bulletproof.
parenthood increases. Yeah. So, but I've had all that before, all the shivers and everything, and
Yeah,
at
it's not
night it's
good.
awful stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so when you said, "Oh, should we record?" I was like, "No,
No, not going to happen. Not going
no,
to happen. No. Okay.
no,
Well,
it's
we're
not."
here now,
We
so
are.
we can get cracking. So later on, we're going to be talking about split second velocity, whichever you prefer. But in the meantime, have you been playing much other than that lately?
I've been playing quite a little bit actually.
Oh, good.
You kindly gifted me some games for Christmas.
Yes, as did you to me as well. So that's
Yes.
a mutual thank yous, I think.
Yeah. So you gifted me Platypus
Yeah.
Reclade
Mm-hmm.
and Bzzzt.
Oh yeah, Bzzzt, yeah, that's right.
Platypus is really good.
Yeah, I haven't picked it up myself yet, actually, but I will get round to it at some point. Yeah.
It is really good. It's
Good.
really good.
Good.
I'm not very good at it. I'm terrible at it, in fact. But it's one that I think the sign of a good game like that is even if you're bad at it, you still keep going back to it to
Absolutely.
play it.
Yeah.
And it's got that. So yeah, it's a gorgeous game. The clay work, rather, I don't know what you call it. The modeling
Yeah.
it's lovely. It's just a really nice looking game. Yeah, it's great. It's great. We've talked about it before on the podcast.
Yeah. That was the claymation shoot 'em up. If you're
Yes.
not scratching your head about it, yeah, very good.
Yes, very, very good.
Mm.
Bzzzt was very good as well,
Mm.
but I got a bit frustrated with it.
Okay, yeah, I haven't quite got to the point where I was frustrated with it, but I haven't played it for a few months. But it's a nice little platformer.
Yeah, I think judging because it shows like the your score compared to your friends and stuff. Our score is pretty much neck and neck, so I think we're
Oh, is it?
probably
Okay.
about the same sort of length into the game.
Okay.
Um,
I think at one point I changed the number of lives you get. I think you can adjust how many lives you've got in a level. And I think I tweaked that up because I think I was getting a bit frustrated, and I tweaked that up a bit, and that solved the problem a bit for me. But I don't know if you'll.
I didn't know you could. I didn't tweak that. I didn't know you could tweak that. But I think I got to the
Yeah.
point where like I get what the game is. It's kind of, it's like a precision
Mm.
platformer, kind of like Super Meat Boy or something along those lines, where you've really got. It's about working the pattern of the level and really getting it down, to
Yes.
the millisecond timing of everything, which is okay. I completed as many levels as I could, but it's not letting me go any further now until I go back. I've got to get a certain number
Ah.
of medals,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and the medals, some of the medals are so brutal.
Mm.
There's zero margin for error at all. So
Oh,
you
I
could
see.
do it in like, just a millisecond over, and you won't get the medal for it.
Oh.
And I think that's where I started to get a bit. "Ugh." But it's a really good game. It's really I like the little Bzzzt character.
Yeah.
Um,
Really nice pixel art, isn't it? I thought
it's
really,
lovely.
really
Yeah,
lovely,
it's
lovely looking game.
really it's just another example how timeless pixel art can look. If that
Absolutely. Yeah.
if that was released, 20 years ago, it would look good. It still looks good today, and in 20 years' time, it's still going to look good. I love that pixel art style.
Hmm.
So yeah, I've been playing a bit of that. I've been playing Dome Keeper, which I've mentioned on the podcast before, I'm sure. That's
Which one's that?
another. It's a pixel art, another pixel art game. I don't know if it's considered a roguelike or what, but basically, you are the keeper of a big glass dome on an alien planet. And the aliens don't like you being there, so all these alien monsters will come in waves to try and destroy the dome. So
Hmm.
in between waves, you've got to mine under the dome to find resources to take back up to the surface and bolster your dome. And it's about how many waves you can survive before you know you've there's different modes you can play. In the main mode, the game will finish when you find an ancient alien relic that's buried somewhere deep down in the mine, and you drag that back up to the surface, and then you win because you've got the relic. But it's all about surviving these waves of alien attacks, and in between the waves, you've got to dig down, find different raw materials to craft into upgrades and all that kind of thing. It's a really addictive little game. So I've been playing quite a bit of that. Um, have you seen the Sonic Superstars discourse
No, not recently. No.
online?
No.
So there's been a lot of discussion about how Sonic Superstars is a superior game to Sonic Mania. Um,
Well, that's just not true, is it? That's
no,
just who the hell's saying that? Who, honestly,
it,
is it?
yeah, there's a few. There seems to be two tribes that have formed on Twitter recently, where
Uh,
some of them are vehemently in favor of Sonic Superstars, and some of them are vehemently in favor of Sonic Mania.
I mean, look, I don't mind Sonic Superstars. I think I like it a little bit less than I did initially,
Yeah,
but it's fine. It's kind of on par with the advanced games. It's all right. It's no Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania
it's
is
no Sonic
obviously
Mania,
is
but
clearly got the heart
I
and
thought,
passion in it.
yeah, I thought before I waded into this debate because my gut instinct, as you can
I can
imagine,
see you're just boiling away reading that. Should I say something? I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something.
well, far be it from me to just stick my oar in without any knowledge on the matter. So I thought I will go back and play a bit of Sonic Superstars.
Yeah, okay.
I might have got it wrong. I might have been
Mm.
wrong about my opinion. I don't like it, and I don't know if we mentioned this at the time. I know everyone says this, and I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Everyone says, "Oh yeah, but it's got the same physics as Sonic Mania." It doesn't.
I mean, I don't really notice much of a difference, but
Oh no.
I'm not great at noticing the difference in physics, to be honest.
Oh,
Um,
it's so floaty. It's 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 like it's like the whole game is set in a big vat of blancmange,
I mean,
and you just
I don't see that at all. I got to be honest. I think it plays
oh
fine. I think it's all right. But okay.
no,
It wouldn't be my first criticism of it, certainly.
oh no, the first criticism would be the music,
Oh,
I
of course, yeah.
thought.
The
Um,
incredibly inconsistent quality of the music, yeah.
yeah, it's all over the place. Um, but yeah, so I played a bit of Sonic Superstars. I hesitate a bit. I think I did 2 zones and then put it down
It's
again. I was like, nah.
funny you should say that because last weekend I did it as well, and I haven't played it in a while.
Oh
I
really?
thought, yeah, because me and Alice wanted something to play together, and I said, should we play Sonic? And I gave her the option of Mania and Superstars, and she picked Superstars because you can play as Amy, so that
Hmm.
swung it for her. And we did 2 zones as well.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all right, but
It's
it's
all right.
I keep in my head, I keep thinking I want some enterprising young person to remake it in like the Sonic Mania engine.
Yeah,
And just to iron out all these things, redo the soundtrack, just fix various other things, make the bosses a bit less of a chore,
yeah.
um, because there's some good ideas under it. It's a shame that
There's some good ideas
it's
and
a bit patchy.
there's some baffling ideas.
Yeah, sure.
And Christian Whitehead released that screenshot of the
Yeah,
concept for Sonic Mania 2.
yes, which eventually became Sonic Superstars
I was
in
going
a
to
way,
say,
isn't it? Yeah.
I get the feeling that Sega took that and thought, oh, how difficult can it be? How hard can it be?
There is a
We'll just
sense of
finish
that,
it,
isn't there? Yeah. Yes.
and they just fumbled it, completely fumbled it. But yeah, so yeah, that's been. I've had a bit of a good old moan on Twitter about
Okay.
anyone
I just
who
don't.
has the
I
wrong
don't.
opinion.
Who are these people? I just don't see what argument they could possibly give that it's
It,
better. It's
the
okay.
level
It's
design.
fine, really, in my opinion. But it's not better than Sonic Mania, is it?
No, it's not. It's not at all. I can't count the amount of times I've gone back to Sonic Mania, either for a full
Yeah.
playthrough, a zone here and there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
One of the projects I'm really excited for at the moment is the Dreamcast port of Sonic Mania.
that looks really good, doesn't it? Yeah.
It looks
Yeah.
so good. I've played the game a million times, but I would love to play it again on the Dreamcast. If
The,
someone ported
yeah.
Sonic Superstars to Dreamcast, not interested.
I remember getting burning a disc with the Retro Sonic demo on
Yeah,
Dreamcast and playing it on the Dreamcast, and it just feels so much different, doesn't it?
yeah,
There's just such a nice feel about it on playing on that on Sega hardware, you know.
yeah. I mean, it just feels right for Sonic Mania to be on the Dreamcast. What could have
Yes,
been.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. But yeah, so yeah, played a bit of that. Had a bit of a bit of a back and forth with people who were obviously objectively wrong online. But I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Other than our book club game.
Okay, cool.
What about you?
I've been playing more Metroid Prime 4.
Oh yeah.
I haven't finished it. I'm about halfway through it, judging by a YouTube walkthrough that I occasionally look at when I get stuck. The thing is that YouTube walkthrough has taken the same amount of time to complete as I've taken to get halfway. So I'm exactly 50% less efficient at this game than this person. And I do genuinely wonder if the people who make walkthroughs and the people who submit their times to how long to beat are they like the cream of the crop in terms of gamers, and that's just those are the kind of people that do that sort of
Yeah.
thing,
I think
or
for
am I just
sure
really bad at
sometimes.
games?
Yeah, I think for sure sometimes. That game I was playing a little while back, the Journey to the Savage Planet,
Yeah,
the completionist time on on how long to beat. it's like it's no. I don't know. You must have played to get that
Yeah,
completionist thing. You must know where every single thing is and go straight to it and not explore and not do anything.
it's
It's
so. I
way
find
out of
How
whack.
long to beat so annoying for that reason.
Mm,
Like literally have to add about 25%, maybe even 50% sometimes to every single hour rating that you see on there, and it's just like,
yeah,
why aren't normal people putting their scores in when they've actually played it, rather than just they played it 5 times and that's their quickest. It's, which I swear is what people do.
yeah.
I don't know. It's annoying. Anyway, Metroid
Are
Prime
you
4.
still
It's,
enjoying it though? Still,
yeah,
still
yeah, it
holding your
is good.
attention?
Yeah, I still like it. I haven't really been reading exactly what a lot of people say about it. The general consensus, I think, is that it's fine. It's just not. It's been a long build up for something that is just okay. It's not particularly groundbreaking. And it is difficult when they've done things like Mario Odyssey and Tears of the Kingdom, in which they've pushed those franchises into new areas and explore with different gameplay mechanics and make it feel fresh and exciting, and really evolve it into something new without ruining its heritage. And you feel like they made the slightest of efforts to do that with the open world thing, but it may as well not be there. Unfortunately, it's just a really open, empty desert that you just drive across for 3 minutes until you get to the next biome, and that's it. There's a couple of
Mm,
little tiny entrances to little puzzle rooms here and there, but that's about it. And it does feel like a missed opportunity and quite a bland thing. And you feel like that was the kind of their sort of weak attempt at making it a bit different. But yeah, it is a shame, that bit. But the actual Metroidy bits, they're good. They're fine. I'd prefer it to be a bit more like the original Metroid Prime, in which it's like just a huge network of interconnected rooms and tunnels the entire game, whereas this is a lot more separate and a bit more linear. Like they're all separated into their own little worlds and things. So from my sort of level design appreciating part of my brain wished it was a lot more complex in that way and interconnected. But the actual stuff is good. Each biome feels different in the way it's structured and stuff. And I like sort of exploring, and it's getting a little bit tough, definitely. I don't. I hope it doesn't get to the point where it just breaks me and then makes me want to quit. I did complete
yeah.
the first one, just on the. I did it was the Metroid trilogy, which was released on the Wii, but I played the Wii U Virtual Console version
Mm,
of it. So I didn't cheat my way through with save states. I did it. So if I can do that, I can probably do this one as well, I hope. But yeah, it's good. It's all right. I'm still enjoying it.
oh, good.
Another game. So I dipped into one of Fanatical's bundles recently. They're sort of, they're quite the cheap, 3 games for
Yeah.
£1 each sort of one. It was a racing themed one. And these ones, you don't always expect particularly great things necessarily, but every once in a while you get a little gem of a game. And I found one here. It's called Agent Intercept. It's like a James Bond style vehicular rail shooter, I think it's best described as. You've got it's a bit like Spy Hunter, I suppose, although I've never actually played that. But it's you've got this car, you can shoot things, and then it can transform into a boat when it goes into the water and stuff. And it's just really, really nicely presented. Like the soundtrack is amazing. Like it's proper James Bond style, kind of that exactly what I mean. That's that sort of music,
Yeah.
and it's great. It really keeps up with the action. When you shoot something with your missile, it does a little type thing, as if it's part of the soundtrack, like the movie soundtrack.
Mm.
Um, it's really, really good. It's a
Yeah, I'm
lovely
just
little
looking at it
game.
on Steam now. I'd never heard of this one before.
No,
It
I
looks
hadn't
really
either.
cool.
I hadn't either. And the gameplay is quite simple. You literally just swerve left and right to avoid stuff, and then and shoot things. You know how some rail shooters, where it kind of, when you're going along the path, it feels like it's almost dragging you along.
Yeah.
It never feels like that in here, because I think perhaps because you're driving a car on the road, it takes the turns automatically, so you literally just dodge left and right. But it always feels like you're in control. Like it never feels awkward. And there's some really good voice acting in it as well, and story that kind of with twists and turns and sort of really over the top Bond villains and stuff like that. It's great for I mean, it's a normal price. I think it's about 15 quid or something, but for a quid or whatever it is I paid for it. And that bundle's still there, I think. Go in the racing bundle. Go on fanatical.com and
Oh, good. I might get that then, because I was just looking. It's like
yeah, it's.
£8.50 on Steam, so I was like, wow, where'd the bundles
I
at?
wasn't that impressed by the other ones I picked up, but but it's worth it just to get that one really, and a couple of others.
Yeah, I might pick that up.
Yeah, it's just a really nice little game, I think. It's kind of like reminds me of the Xbox Live Arcade sort of games. That sort of quality, That's the only thing I've been playing. For Christmas, I did get that Lego Game Boy though. Which
cool,
my wife and daughter got me. It's really, really good. It's honestly one of the most impressive things I've ever built out of Lego. So it gives you the little internal components to build in there. It's not just like a slab of Lego bricks.
Oh, right.
Like you can build all these little bits, and you have no idea what you're building when you're building it, but suddenly it all connects together, and it's clever. But the best thing is like the buttons, and because they put little bits of rubber underneath them, and you can press them down. It really feels like tactile kind of buttons, like the D-pad and everything. And they've got these the little wheels on the side for the contrast and the volume. And the best thing is the power button, because you can think in your head how that clicky thing feels on the top power button. They've managed to replicate it perfectly in Lego, and it feels great. And it's just one of those things that feels really good in your hand, and it's lovely, just like the right sort of clicky sound. It's fantastic.
Is it a difficult build, or?
It's quite difficult. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's not. You can put it together. I did get one thing wrong, and I had to take it apart a little bit, and that was a bit frustrating. But it's not. You can do it if you're an experienced Lego builder. Then you can do it. You won't have any problems. But yeah, it's really good. I'd recommend it. It's a little bit more affordable than a lot of the sort of gaming Lego sets. Around as well.
I can say Lego is increasingly a rich man's game.
I know,
days, but that one doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, I'd love to get that big Lego Zelda tree, but it's like £400.
Yeah. Do you see that? What's it? That Lego Death Star? It's like $1,000 or something.
It's just it's really. If they can slap a license on it, they can charge whatever they want. Basically, it's it's a bit much.
Oh, it comes with little cartridges as well.
Yeah, the cartridges feel great when you put them in. That's another thing that feels very authentic, and they look very similar as well. You can compare them side by side to a real thing, and they're very similarly sized. It's really, really good.
I haven't built any Lego since. Well, I've never built a Lego set. I mean, the only Lego we ever had was just the generic blocks, the little windows and doors and things. Yeah, I've never had like a proper Lego set, so I don't know how easy it would be for a complete novice. But
if you haven't been doing Lego since then you might. There's been a lot of developments in the world of Lego since the basic bricks and windows and that sort of thing. But yeah,
the little flowers as well.
Oh, you mean the little green stems that you put the little tiny flowers? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd say I'm intermediate at least.
I'm sure you'll be fine. Yeah, you're an intelligent man. I'm sure you can handle it. But no, we get loads of Lego here because Alice loves her Lego. I'm down in the living room now, and I'm looking around. I can see dozens of Lego sets around me. So and I've got a few as well myself. So it's we're a bit of a Lego family here. But it's one of the more, as I said, it's one of the more affordable ones. I think Abby had a hard time getting it actually because it's quite popular as a Christmas present for the middle-aged gentleman. I think in many cases. News. Is there any news you wanted to mention? Any opinions you have other than the Sonic Superstars debate?
Other than Sonic Superstars, what's wrong with people? I can't think of anything. No, nothing really. I mean, there's the obvious sort of implosion of prices on computer hardware and RAM and all that at the moment. That all seems to be going south, doesn't it? But I'm wondering how that's going to affect the upcoming Steam.
Yeah.
Steam I can't remember. Steam Cube box machine.
It's something like that, isn't it?
I can't remember. I
wouldn't say frame, but I think that's their VR.
That's
thing,
the VR thing, isn't it? Yeah. Well, I mean that would be affected as well, I suppose. So I'm a bit concerned that unless they've they've already built all the units ready to go, and that's all a done deal, then they're going to have some major supply issues with that.
Yeah, they might have already got deals on the RAM and stuff before this all kicked off, hopefully. But yeah, it's going to affect it, isn't it? It's going to affect the prices.
Yeah. Nintendo released a talking flower.
Oh God, yeah. Who wants that? That is awful. I do have strong opinions about that, actually. And I almost tweeted, but I thought, nah, some kid will go. I don't want to get into it. But what a load of crap.
I know. Yeah.
It's like an Alexa, but it's not. I think it's like it just randomly spouts rubbish twice an hour or something.
I didn't even like the flowers in the game.
They're horrible. It's the worst thing about that game, isn't
it? Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Don't get that one.
No, don't get that one. I don't think there's been much. I mean, we always say this. There's probably been some like major news that the rest of the gaming world is enthralled with, but nothing that's really sort of stuck in my mind.
There was some Ubisoft thing the other day, wasn't it? Like they've cancelled loads of projects because they're restructuring.
They cancelled Prince of Persia, didn't they? The Prince of Persia remake.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't sure really needed a remake anyway. I mean, it plays as good as it ever did. I mean, I suppose if someone wanted it on a modern console rather than just digging out a PS2 or whatever, I guess. But
yeah,
I don't know. Do you know? Are you aware of the work of Mr. Larry Bundy Jr.?
I know the name. I don't really. Is he a YouTuber?
Yeah, he's a YouTuber. He does the
like such an old person.
Hunt series.
Is he a YouTuber? Is he one of your YouTubers? Is he?
Yes. But he posted on Twitter. He says the entire development of the game, being Prince of Persia remake, was utter clown shoes. 7 years to produce a port of a PS2 game. I'm friends with a few ex-Ubisoft staff. They gave the entire development of the Switch version to one single guy in India, and he had to stop because he caught COVID. So,
blimey. Okay.
So it does sound like development hell a little bit.
It does a bit, yeah.
Some of the time.
Okay. So, I can probably see why they cancelled it then, I suppose.
Yeah. But yeah, that's not us saying that. That's Larry Bundy Jr. But he's got credentials. He's legit when it comes to these things. So if he says it, he can take it to the bank.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm still no good at following people on YouTube. Like I use it as a source of reference, for games and stuff. But I don't really use it as a source of entertainment. And
I do. It's like
I know everyone does. Literally everybody does, except me. I think I just haven't got the time to get into it. My wife was talking to me about it the other day, and she randomly put this thing on the screen that we all saw about. I can't remember the name of the channel, but it was it's. I thought you might appreciate it. I don't know. It was like, are you familiar with Roller Coaster Tycoon?
Yeah,
you play that a lot. It's like some sort of like an open version of it that someone's made, where you can
I know exactly what you're going to say.
What
is this about the spooky things?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
No, this is well, the music probably won't be your cup of tea, but it's roller coasters designed to go in sync with pieces of music, particularly from the movies Wicked and K-pop Demon Hunters, which are both popular in this house.
Oh, okay.
Which is why she put it on. But and I first saw it and I thought, what is this? But as it went on, I kind of found it quite entertaining. It's just that they have these roller and they sort of twist and turn in response to the lyrics, basically. And if two people are singing, a new roller coaster comes in on a separate track aligned with it. And if these backing singers come in, there's a load of new ones come in as well. And it's just one of my favourite comments about one of the Wicked ones was, did anyone else find this really emotional? And I don't know, I just found it quite funny. I can't remember the name of the YouTuber now. In case anyone is interested, this YouTuber is called Tube Cody. Tube Cody.
I wouldn't be able to tell you a single one. I haven't seen
No,
Wicked or K-pop Demon Hunters. I'm vaguely aware of their presence in the world, but I wouldn't. You could play me a song from it now, and I would have no idea what it is. I'd just
no,
go,
no, no.
okay, yeah, fair enough.
They're all right. Well, Wicked's a bit cheesy. It's okay. I don't mind K-pop Demon Hunters. Alice is into that. Um, it's nice to have a new IP for kids that isn't just a rehash of
Yeah.
something from the 80s or
Oh
the
yeah.
90s. It's nice to get
I think that goes across the board for games, any
yeah,
movies, anything. Enough with the remakes. Make something
yeah.
new.
Everything is just based on something from the
Yeah.
previous decades now. It's just ridiculous. Um, yeah, I kind of wish they made a game of it because the final battle would make a brilliant final boss. Like I can see how it would all pace out. I enjoy watching it. I enjoy sort of converting it into a game in my head. It's quite fun. Anyway, um, yeah, that's that.
Incoming Indie.
Incoming indies.
Nothing this end.
Okay, I've got one. So normally for an incoming indie, we talk about an indie game that hasn't come out yet because it's got a Kickstarter going. Yes, an incoming, obviously, but it's because it's got a Kickstarter coming up, or doesn't even have that. In this case, it's a game that not only had a Kickstarter, but the Kickstarter's already finished. The game's been built and shipped, and it came out a couple of weeks ago, and I was completely unaware of it until then. So I'm kind of bending the rules a little bit because it's been out for a couple of weeks, but
I'll allow it.
it's definitely something I would have covered in incoming indies had I seen it earlier. It's called Big Hops.
Big Hops.
Big Hops. It's a 3D platformer. You're a frog. You've got a long sticky tongue, and you can grab stuff and swing from stuff. I mean, there's a few games that kind of fit this
That looks
description.
a bit like that Chameleon one.
Oh, Chameleon Twist.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit like that.
A
But
bit like that.
there was a demo which I played for a bit, but I think it was an old one because it still had like a Kickstarter link in it. And then when I went back to it the following night, it was locked off. I couldn't play it, and it was gone from the Steam page. So I guess they removed it because it was old and didn't necessarily represent the current game, which is a shame because I was really enjoying it. But I think it's a collectathon for the most part, but there's some elements that reminded me of certain Zelda games. The look is very Wind Waker, and there's an element of like sort of emergent gameplay in it, which kind of reminds me of Tears of the Kingdom a little bit. You get these seeds that you can throw at the walls, and they'll sort of sprout out a plant, and it might be a bouncy mushroom type thing, or it might be a climbable vine that sort of starts growing in a certain way, or a tightrope thing. But because you can place them anywhere, it feels like you can solve problems in your own kind of way, which looks quite interesting. And it's just sort of really nicely presented and looks good. If you look at the trailer, there's a nice little sort of cityscape on the water that looks like really fun to explore. So yeah, it's out now on Steam and Switch, and it just looks really, really nice.
Yeah, it does look really nice.
Yeah, nice little frog fella.
And big hop plushes are available as well.
Yeah,
So,
that's right. They've even got the plushes. I'm guessing that was like a stretch goal, perhaps, or something. I don't know.
yeah.
So yeah, that's that. Anything else? Anything else you want to talk about before?
No, nothing game related. I'll tell you, it's something non-game related. If
Yeah,
you
go
want.
on. I'm always.
Again, I
I'm
don't know if I
always
mentioned. I think this has happened since the last one, or maybe I just didn't tell you. Did I mention the spider plant?
the spider plant.
Yeah.
No.
So you know what a spider plant is?
Not really. No.
It's just like a plant, but it's got like all leaves that sort of go.
Right. I kind of would have assumed that, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad to get the confirmation. Yeah. Go on.
So I was walking down the street, out for a walk, big spider plant, out in a pot on the side.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, that looks quite nice. I'll have that. I thought, I'm going somewhere at the moment, so I'm not going to lug a big spider plant with me. If it's still on the pavement when I get back, I'll knock on the door and just say, "Is that meant to be there? Can I have it?"
Right. Yeah.
So I come back. There's a note on it saying, "Help yourself. Needs repotting."
Right.
I don't know anything about plants. I don't know how to repot a plant, but I figured how hard could it be? Brought it home. It just keeps spawning new spider plants.
Really.
It keeps spawning. Like these little shoots come off, right? And
Yeah.
at the end of each shoot, another little spider plant pops up.
Wow.
We
I think you now know why it was given away.
Yeah, exactly. We've now got 1, 2, 3, 4 pots growing new spider plants. The big spider plant, it's got 5 new ones there now. It's constant.
Wow.
I don't know what I'm going to do with them all. I don't know what I'm going to do with them.
Leave them out on the street with a note saying free, I think. I think that's the main source of all spider plants that anyone finds. Just find them free on the streets.
Yeah. I wonder if I could sell them. I don't know if there's a market for them.
It doesn't sound like it. It seems like the deadies they get if you want them.
Yeah, so I've got a giant spider plant and 4 or 5 babies now.
Okay.
More to come.
To come. I have the exact opposite problem with a chili plant in my office. Alice got me this, I think maybe 3 years ago. At her school, they have a really cute thing where they get everyone to bring in sort of things in the house that they don't want anymore. And the kids go around and they put them out on these tables, and the kids go around and pick them as presents, Christmas presents to give to their parents and grandparents and stuff. So it's like something that they choose themselves and to give, which is really cute. And she gave me like a chili plant one day, which I put in there. For like a year, it barely did anything. Like there's the tiniest little stem coming out. And then last year, I repotted it and I gave it a different type of water. We have like what's it called, a water softener here, and I think I've been feeding it that soft water from the water softener, so I took it from the outside tap. It's just suddenly burst out, right? Loads of leaves. It just shot right up last summer, but now it's just not doing anything. Now it's been stuck in that state ever since, and it had loads of aphids kept attacking it, and they were all the little chilies that they were trying to grow. The aphids were all over it as soon as they came out, and I just kept picking them off, but they're still there. They're not there now, but the plant, I think it's just dying. It's just like not doing anything, and the leaves are going all yellow and horrible. So, but I want to keep it going because I don't know. I don't even eat chilies, but I quite like the idea of chilies just growing out of it. So,
yeah, it's tough, this horticulture stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm glad. I hope you've enjoyed Gardening Corner, the new segment of the Bottom Up podcast.
Well, it's just a little palate cleanser before we go into the book club.
Yes, lovely. Next month, how to get the best from your hydrangeas. Yeah, anyway, let's talk about split-second velocity, shall we?
Yeah, let's.
Yes. Back in a bit.
This is Split Second. If you like insanely fast cars and explosive action, you've come to the right place. Over the next 12 exciting episodes, contestants from around the world will battle it out on the track with the aim of qualifying for the chance to race the Split Second Elite. This band of highly trained drivers are all that stand between the contestants going home and progression to the next round. As the contestants choose which events they want to enter, aiming to earn enough credits to qualify to the Elite Championship race, bridges will fall. Buildings reduced to clouds of dust, and no corner can be considered safe. Drivers, choose your events carefully, and remember to buckle up. It's about to get explosive out there.
Video Game Book Club.
Welcome back. This month we're talking about a game called Split/Second to be specific, or it's also called Split/Second Velocity. This is a racing game with destructive environments developed by Black Rock Studio, published by Disney Interactive Studios. It was released for Xbox 360, PS3 and Windows in May 2010 in the US and Europe. In 2011 it had a brief stint in the OnLive streaming gaming service, and in 2014...
I remember that.
Do you? What, it being on?
No, OnLive.
Oh yeah, you've talked about it before, haven't you?
Yeah.
And in 2014 it was made available on Steam, and this version is still available at the time of recording. In Europe, it was known as Split/Second Velocity, but in the US, it was called Split/Second. Similarly, the Steam version is known just as Split/Second in all territories. There are also portable variations of the game. Firstly, an iOS version by Digital Legends Entertainment appeared around the same time as the original release, which is obviously a much simplified version given the relative infancy of that platform at the time. It was also ported to the PSP by Sumo Digital in November 2010, which looks better, but as we'll find out in a minute, there's an awful lot of explosions and collapsing buildings and stuff in this game, and the lack of graphical oomph in both of these lower-end versions is it's a bit of a handicap for conveying that, I would say. But on Steam, you can pick it up for £16.75, but it regularly goes on sale for only a few pounds. And similarly, you can get a 360 or PS3 copy for about £3. So a very affordable game this month for a change. So yes, this is a racing game, the premise of which is that racers are competing in street races in and around a city. I don't think the city's officially named, but it looks to me like Los Angeles. It's got that sort of sunsetty look that Los Angeles tends to have in everything that you ever see of it. Always seems to be permanently set in sunset, doesn't it, Los Angeles?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never been there, so I have no idea. But these races are televised within the world of the game. And not only that, the racers have the ability to trigger explosions all around the course in order to thwart their competitors, which is a great idea.
It's a very good idea. Very, yeah. I was going to say, it is a unique idea. I could compare it to something else, but it's not a fair comparison. So yeah, it's a unique idea.
It's kind of like power-ups in a kart racer, like a Mario Kart thing, effectively, in as much as you kind of build up a meter by doing drifts and drafts, which is a word I wasn't familiar with, but it's like catching the slipstream of other cars. And little like air stunts and things like that, and you build up this meter, and when you get to a certain point, you can do what you call power plays. You can do a smaller power play or a bigger power play depending on how much is in your meter, and you can do it but they'll happen at particular points on the track. So you will be driving and you'll see your competitors ahead of you, and you'll see a little icon over them, and if you press the button in time with that icon, something next to them will explode. And it's usually, if it's a small one, it's usually just an explosion that sort of sends them flying to the side and maybe into colliding with something else. But the bigger ones are really impressive, I thought. Yeah. Like, you've got whole collapsing towers. You've got like a railway bridge that's running alongside the track that just completely buckles and collapses and falls on you. And it looks incredible.
It is really spectacular.
Like the explosions and the sort of debris and the physics of it, it's very convincing. And the whole thing feels like you're playing it leans into the TV theme quite a lot, and the movie theme in particular, I thought, because it just feels like you're in a disaster movie where everything is just smashing all around you and everything's coming down on you, and you're making these tiny little gaps, these narrow escapes as these things come colliding down on you, and it feels amazing.
Yeah. I was going to say that when I said, I could compare it, it reminds me a bit. There's a racing game on the PS1 called Roll Cage.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about Roll Cage before when we were talking about Grip.
Yes.
Which was like the modern thing. But there were sections of the track there where you could, like, there's great the tall buildings at the side of the track, and you could like knock the foundations out and have the building fall down on the other racers coming behind you and things like that, or you could shoot a missile ahead and knock the building down. It reminded me of that, but like obviously it's different because these ones you trigger it as you're almost using, instead of having power-ups, you're using the surroundings, the track itself is the power-up almost.
Yeah.
But it's got that same you get that same sort of satisfying feeling when you can actually bring a whole building down, or a bridge, or an exploding barrel or something. And like you say, the effects of it all is really, really quite spectacular. It's interesting. It's an interesting idea. I'm surprised it hasn't been done again since.
Yeah, I mean, that's it leads me to a point that I was going to mention later, to be honest. But these days you mainly just get racing sims, don't you?
Yeah.
Like Forza and that. Like, they've all become this sort of big thing where they've all got to have these licensed cars in there, and they've all got to be behaving really realistically. And there's not much room anymore for like these simple, fun, crazy arcade racing games that just don't really care about realism particularly, and just want you to have fun, just pure fun racing.
It's either Sims or karts, and that's basically that's the racing landscape at the moment.
Yes, and you do occasionally get indie developers, maybe slightly bigger indie studios that will have a go at making a sort of a spiritual successor to Burnout or something like that. They always feel just a bit off, like a little bit janky, not quite there. It takes a bit more budget, I don't know, something. But this kind of game isn't catered for anymore, and that sort of started happening after this was released. I would say that trend slowly. You used to get a lot of this sort of thing in the 2000s, didn't you? Really, with Burnout and things like that, where it was just more of an emphasis on having fun than.
Yeah, I think there's a sort of a missing golden age of racing games during that generation, where, like you say, they're just different ideas that aren't just Sims or kart racing. You got things like Burnout, Split Second. There's a game I've mentioned before, Blur, which is like it looks like normal cars, but you've all got these like weapons and missiles you can shoot at each other. What's the other one? MotorStorm, where you've just got like a bunch of different cars and bikes and everything all on the same track and going over great big jumps and all sorts of things. There was this little period where there was this mad experimentation with the racing genre and what you could do with it.
Yeah.
And it all just seems to have fizzled out, and I don't know why.
No, I don't know why. I think there's a market for these. I really do.
Yeah.
But just the bigger companies just don't seem to be interested in exploring it.
No.
I don't know if it's because, if you look at Forza or something, they're obsessed with their licensing and they're getting other, the cross brands and things like that. And it's just, that's more their focus, and they don't want to ruin any of these cars because, Ferrari will throw a fit if they get one of their cars smashed or something. I don't know. But I'm, just putting licensing in there just means that the game is eventually going to get delisted anyway.
I was about to say that all that means is just there's a time limit, and then it's not going to be bought anymore.
I know, which is a huge problem for me, and especially as I do not give a shit about cars, like real cars. I do not care that there's this fancy supercar in this game that's that's completely accurate to the real life version.
Yeah, literally. The only reason no one can play Outrun 2 or Outrun Online Arcade or anything like that now, the reason it's delisted everywhere is because the license with Ferrari ran out.
Exactly.
No one cared in the original Outrun whether it's an official Ferrari or not. That's not why people were playing.
Yeah, bring it out again and put a fake name on the car. Who cares? Yeah. Nobody cares. It's the game that's important, and that's what these games got. Games like this got that totally and it's still available. It came out in 2014. It's not, the Steam version is not particularly well optimized for modern systems. To get my controller to work, I had to do a bit of tweaking of the button layout and like assigning the buttons manually and stuff. It also is locked to 30 frames per second. I managed to get like a little program on Steam called Lossless Scaling. It's only a few quid, and it kind of does some interpolation on whatever you're playing, and it can turn a 30 frames per second game into a 60 frames per second game with very minimal input lag. So I found that because it's quite a fast-paced game, and I sort of struggled to look at it at 30 frames per second with my eyes. So that was a big saver for me. That's called Lossless Scaling. I'd recommend that. But yeah, the point is it's still there on Steam available because it doesn't have any licensing on it because all the cars are made up, and that's the way you should do a racing game, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the thing is, from a developer and publisher standpoint as well, they just continue getting money. They just leave it up there, and it just makes money for them forever.
Yeah. You don't have to put money into making a new version. All the time.
It's just there
with updated licenses.
Forever.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, there's lots. If we ruled the world, there's lots of things that would change, and that would be one of them. Let's face it. And Sonic Mania would be recognised forever as being better than Sonic Superstars. That's the second on the list. Anyway, but yeah.
Talking about optimization, I would say I didn't play the PC version. I played it on the 360.
Yes.
Screen tearing up the wazoo.
Is it? Yeah. I've got this. I've got the 360 version as well. I bought that about 9 or 10 years ago. I think I played it actually briefly at the time, but I thought I'd go for the PC version this time because it's a bit more convenient. But that's a
Yeah, I
shame.
was getting a ton of screen tearing on the busier bits, and a lot of I wouldn't say a lot, but some noticeable slowdown during the big explosions and things as
Oh, that's a
well.
shame. Yeah, because
Yeah,
it really helps if it's nice and smooth, buttery, silky smooth. When you got things like the debris falling, I couldn't because it looks so authentic, like the way things fall, as if there's a physics engine behind it. But I feel like there can't be because if you say you've got like this big tube, at one point this huge tube thing came falling, a really long thing came falling onto the track. And I thought, if you let physics handle that, there's a chance that it's just going to take up the entire track and you're not going to be able to get past it. So I think it must be animated because it always leaves, wherever it is on the track, it always leaves a gap that you can always get round depending on where you are. But the animation is just really, really good, like how things collapse really, because you can tell in games sometimes when things break, particularly in the older days when things collapse and fall over, and that's just animated,
yeah,
But this just looks brilliant, and it must be plotted out like that so you can always avoid it if you're quick enough.
yeah.
This is something that struck me while I was playing it.
How difficult did you find it?
Good at first. After about 4 chapters in, I started to find it very difficult to improve my performance on some of the challenges.
Yeah,
So the whole game's broken up into about 12 chapters, I think, and they're made up of about 6 events. There's races, and there's these nice little challenge ones that are like the 18-wheeler thing that's dropping out the exploding barrels out the back, and you've got to overtake them, and you've got helicopters attacking you, and you've got to avoid their fire because you can see where they're going to fire on the track, and you've got to avoid those. So there's a little bit of variety of events and stuff.
the helicopter one, because the whole premise of this, like you said, it's meant to be a fictional TV show where it's like this is an actual race and everyone's watching these explosions and stuff, and so like a weekly TV show that everyone tunes in to watch.
Yeah.
That means someone's flying that helicopter, and I can't remember what section it was, what challenge it was, but there's a one where you fire the missiles back at him, and you got to blow up the helicopter.
Oh, I didn't get that far. Oh,
Yeah,
right.
and it reminds me there's a web gaming show called Consolvania.
Yes.
And they did a review of Driver 3 decades ago now, probably. And one of the things they said in there, but there was a challenge. One of the levels in Driver 3 is you've got to prove yourself to a gang by driving around an obstacle course and running over guys. And they said, well, who would volunteer for that job to just be the guy who gets run over? And it makes me, that's what just went through my head. It's like, who's going to volunteer to be the helicopter pilot on this show? I didn't no one wants that job.
No, maybe it's controlled by an AI. I mean, it looks like it's set now. Like there's no like advanced technology present, it would seem. But there's a dystopian element to the obsession that the viewer would, in theory, have for this kind of show, where just cars and drivers get completely destroyed by a collapsing building and stuff. So there's this element. And I do like when you unlock a new chapter, it gives like a coming up thing, and it shows you clips of like the new event that's in there, like the big rig thing, or just a particularly good power play that just collapses. And I thought that's a really sort of good sort of thing to keep you immersed in the idea that this is a TV show. Because it's like the proper sort of American reality TV stuff where it just spends half of the episode telling you about what's coming up. And it's just this really overblown thing that when you finally get to it is actually just completely misrepresented by the whole thing. It's actually fine, but it was made to be really dramatic. It just reminded me of that kind of thing. It's just those shows are so ridiculous. But yes, it's the difficulty we're talking about. So you get points for completing each event, and when you've got a certain number of points, although it doesn't tell you how many you need, you'll unlock a new chapter. And it got to the point where all of the events that I had unlocked, I couldn't improve them much. And if I did, I get like 10 more points, and it still wasn't enough to get the chapter, whatever that amount is. So I kind of got frustrated at that point because I'm like, I'm doing the best I can, but it's getting like the AI behind the other drivers is pretty merciless. Like they are
That's what I was gonna. That's the point I was gonna make. Yeah.
they are very on your back all the time, pretty much.
Yeah.
And as soon as you take a wrong a corner, not the perfect way, they will overtake you.
That's the thing. I haven't looked into it to see if how the AI works, but I presume there's some kind of rubber banding on there.
It feels like it, yeah.
Yeah, and it really feels you could be driving an absolutely perfect race, and it's all going well, and you make one little miscalculation, and wham, they're right by you. And it's so frustrating. It's to the point where it's that kind of frustrating where it doesn't feel fair, and it kind of breaks the immersion a bit.
Yes.
It sounds silly to say break the immersion that you're playing a game. Obviously, you're knocking helicopters out the sky and blowing up buildings.
Yeah, but you want the mechanics to stay fair, don't you? And then
exactly. It doesn't feel
it.
like I've lost because I screwed up. It feels I've lost just because the computer's cheating and taking advantage.
Yeah.
And I've that irritated me a bit.
One thing that might help that is that there's no on-screen map on the thing, because I feel like they wanted to keep the HUD information very very tight, and very minimal, which I appreciate. What they actually do is they put all of the stuff you need to know, like your position and your meter for the power plays and things like that, just basic stuff, attached to the back of your car, which I thought was a really cool idea, because it means you don't have to break your gaze on the road. You to look in the corner. You can just keep focusing on the car and focusing on the head. But it does mean that they discard the map, so they could easily just jump an opponent a little bit forward behind you, and you'd never know. So yeah.
It does. The lack of a map does have an effect as well, because sometimes things get quite chaotic, and sometimes if you're not really on the ball, it can be a bit hard to know where to go. Sometimes you could think you think there's going to be a turn in there, but it's blocked off, and I have like driven into walls sometimes just because I panicked and didn't know which way to turn and which way to go. It's not always quite as clear as it could be.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few different environments. They all kind of look the same because they're all sort of set at the sunset in and around the city. So there's, the airport and the dock and the quarry and stuff like that. And each event takes place on a particular course around that environment. So you will get situations where you go through the same sort of pathway, but one event will go left while another event might go right or something. And you also can unlock new routes through it as well by doing particular power plays at particular points. Like you'll unlock a shortcut. So say a tower falls down, and then you can drive up that tower and then take a different route, which is a really cool idea, really, really nice way of implementing it. But yeah, that does add to the confusion of where you need to go sometimes, because if that shortcut opens, you need to take it, because the other guys will definitely take it.
Yeah.
But I really like that idea in general, like shifting the track around depending on whether you hit that power play or not, or whether another player did. Like another one where the ship opens up and you can drive in it or drive on top of it. And one of my favourite power plays actually was the whole ship just slides down the dock and into the. Did you see that one? It's great. That's amazing. Really... That one. Some amazing visual spectacles. Those things. They're really, really cool. Yeah, that's it. I mean, you will crash a lot. Like Burnout, you just come straight back, obviously. But you'll get the little crash cam where you just see your wrecked vehicle when you hit it, and it is annoying when you crash into something that you triggered.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
it's a bit of a. And there is a risk reward thing with the whole power play as well, because if you do them, sometimes I've found towards the end of the race you get a bit desperate, and the power play icon would come up on a competitor that's literally right next to you, and I would find myself just pressing it, and it would set off an explosion, and I'd get caught up in it as well. So you have to be careful about how you use them. There's a risk reward thing. You have to time it and do it when they're ahead of you, ideally, so you've got time to avoid whatever you've set off. But it is incredibly satisfying when you can weave in and out of these things or smashing all around.
It feels
you.
amazing.
I said,
when it all works, when all the dominoes fall perfectly, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. I was just saying earlier, it just feels like you're in an action movie, like a disaster movie, and you're dodging stuff, and it's great. Kind of covered everything I wanted to say, really. I think. The music was good. I like, again, I'm going to knock modern racing games. When you play something like Forza, the music you just get is like this, like modern crap that I don't really like. This is sort of more orchestral, and it fits in with like a movie kind of soundtrack kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, and they've put a bit more of an effort into making it authentic to that thing, like a TV show or a movie, especially more at that sort of time. I think if he made it now, it would have this sort of modern, I don't know what you call it, modern music that everything seems to have these days. Such an old man. But, you know what I mean, though.
I know what you mean.
The modern crap. But in those days, we had a bit more variety to our soundtracks, is all I'm saying.
There's one thing I did notice, and I don't know if I can really back this up with any empirical evidence.
Okay.
It's got a really nice menu.
It's got a lovely menu, yeah. I didn't actually write that down, but I remember thinking it. And it's got a lovely sort of 3-dimensional, like panels that are floating, and you slide between them.
It kind of made me think again. Menus in games seem to be a lost art these days. A lot of menus now are really, really basic and functional, which is fine. But we used to have really nice menus.
There is something nice about when they put some effort into making a nice menu with lots, especially when you involve 3D in it, because you've got these panels sliding around, and the angle that you're looking at them sort of shifts as you move around the menu. And they've got video clips playing within the panels as well of the course. Just beautiful. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I would have forgotten to do so. But worth mentioning. Lovely menu.
Yeah.
Sadly, Disney closed the studio that made this shortly after the game's release. So that's it, basically. No sequels, nothing like that. Unless Disney fancy doing that again, but somehow I doubt it.
Given the inevitable influx of purchasers that are going to follow this podcast, we might be single-handedly responsible for the sequel.
Possibly.
They're going to see the demand and think, right, we need to capitalise.
Yeah, well,
get the band back together.
Yes, and involve us as well. We'll be there. We'll be consultants on the project.
Consultants, yeah, absolutely. Yes, Podemup Consultancy is always open for business.
It is, yes. There were DLC packs back in the day. I assume they're not available anymore, at least on the Xbox 360.
I don't know. I wouldn't have thought so.
No, because they took them all down a couple of years ago, didn't they? But you could get new cars, new courses. Quite good, quite involved amount of DLC, according to Wikipedia, anyway. It's a shame. I don't think that's included on the Steam version by default, and there's no DLC packs for it, which is a shame. But overall, I would definitely recommend it. It's quite a spectacle. If you love arcade racing games, you could do far worse than this. It's and the feel of the cars as well. We haven't really talked about that, but it feels good. It feels fine. Nothing feels out of the ordinary with it, really. You get a variety of cars, and they've all got their different stats and stuff, and sometimes certain cars are better for certain events. I usually just stuck with whichever the most recent one I unlocked, to be honest, but
yeah,
I think you could mix and match a bit. It's just go and get the Steam version, or pick up the 360 version for £3.
Go buy it.
Yeah, it's great. Very good.
Tell them Podemup sent you.
Tell them Podemup sent you, and you'll get money off. You won't get money off. Don't do that. Mention our name, and nothing will happen. Yeah,
absolutely nothing will happen. Our name opens no doors.
So that's a good slogan. We should stick on the box art on the cover art, shouldn't we?
Podemup, we bring nothing to the table. Right.
Okay, so next time, what are we playing?
Next time, well, here's the thing, right? I asked you in the break, do you have Amazon Prime?
I said yes.
You said yes. This game is currently free if you go on to you got to link your Amazon Prime account to Twitch
Yeah,
if you haven't already.
yeah,
And they give you some games every month, I think it is, or every
yes.
week there's some games. This is one of the free games.
Okay.
It's called Harold Halibut.
Oh, I've never heard of this. Harold Halibut. I'm going to
It's
look it up.
a stop motion animation adventure game.
Okay.
Um, I don't know if I'm gonna like it personally,
Oh, right.
but I'm willing to give it a shot because
Okay.
I like the idea of it. I like the fact that someone's gone to the effort to,
Yeah.
hand animate. It's very similar, it's similar in ways to Platypus.
Yeah.
The fact that someone's gone to all the effort to make these little models and animate them all and hand animate this whole game. I think that's worth a look.
Okay, that looks
It
very
seems
interesting. Yeah.
it looks kind of podemup-y if you know what
Yeah,
I mean.
sure.
So I'm not sure if I like it. I've never played it, but I want to give it a shot, and it's free, so I think we should give it a go.
Yeah. I mean, even if we have a bad time with it, it's going to be something worth talking about.
Yeah,
Certainly.
exactly.
And that's very much the goal of picking a bottom up book club game. Yes. So that's good. You can expect some halibut next month.
Yeah.
Bit of halibut on the
Bit of
menu.
halibut.
Yeah. So you can talk to us. We are at podemup on Twitter and Blue Sky. Podemup@gmail is the email, and podemup.live or podemup.com is our website for all our past episodes. Please go and enjoy them. There are 75 of the lovely things there for you to listen to. That's about it, I think, isn't it?
I think that's about it. Yeah.
Wraps it up. Anything funny to end on?
Do you want a spider plant?
No, don't think I do. Okay.
In that case, that's all I got.
That'll do. It's good enough for me. Bye-bye.
Bye.